4 San Diego Community College District employees who were expecting to face termination this week for non-compliance of the district's COVID-19 vaccine requirements for staff.
Their decision is to terminate me. Nothing in between. I have not been given any other accommodations or any other solution outside of termination.
Hiring a black professor does not equal diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that was another reason why we were so successful.
Alexa Lavoie for Ribbon News, and today I'm speaking to a special guest, Amy Reichert, who is a California licensed private investigator, marketing expert, and mother of 2 children. In September 2020, Amy Reichert joined a group called Reopen for San Diego to make a positive impact on the local communities throughout San Diego, California. Most people were probably unaware, but in the state of California, some school districts like Los Angeles Unified, Oakland Unified, and San Diego Unified were still imposing their own vaccine mandate to students and employees despite the state of emergency being lifted in February 2023. The San Diego Unified received a court ruling that the school district did illegally mandate the COVID-19 shot for kindergarten to 12 years old students, and that only the California state legislature had the power to mandate vaccines, not the school district. It was a big victory, but all this did not have any jurisdiction over the vaccine mandate for community college employees. Also, you need to understand that San Diego Unified School District is not under the same authority as the San Diego Community College District. The San Diego Community College District voluntarily dropped the student mandate for college students way before San Diego Unified School District was forced to drop it because of the court ruling. This is why it has been so difficult for them to fight the vaccine mandate, because it is a patchwork. The community college dropped the student mandate last year, but in the case of San Diego Community College, they decided to fire 3 employees in January and then planned to fire 5 more on March 2nd, 2023. Reopen San Diego did a massive campaign. They had a press conference and over 50 people went into the board meeting after the press conference to defend the professor that the board wanted to fire. They asked Dr. Tracy Kaiser, mathematics professor at San Diego Community College, pregnant, who was facing termination, to be the spokesperson for the cause. They finally won their battle on March 3rd, and the district finally dropped the obligation and decided to reinstate the teachers. Here is the story of Amy Reichert and many professors.
I want them to follow the science and the Constitution. Last year, the student mandate was dropped. It is time for the San Diego Community College District to follow the science and to follow the Constitution and to drop the faculty mandate.
We are the original freedom fighters here in San Diego. We started as a grassroots group in 2020 to fight against vaccine passports and vaccine mandates. We fought for the reopening of schools and the reopening of businesses, and we're called Reopen San Diego.
Dozens rally at San Diego Miramar College Thursday before the San Diego Community College District Board meeting, where Reopen San Diego calls to protest the SDCCD faculty firings over the COVID-19 vaccine mandates.
So San Diego, for some reason, has been ground zero for the tyranny that the government has trying to put on us. I don't know why they went extra hard on us in San Diego, but that's how the freedom movement really started here in San Diego. So Let Them Breathe, the group that you just mentioned, they were for mask choice. And they were also for vaccine choice, because what happened was illegally in San Diego Unified School District, which is the third largest school district in the state, decided to do its own vaccine mandate, which was against the law. So Let Them Breathe sued, won in court. Turns out they did not have the authority to do a vaccine mandate on students.
I think it's also interesting, Teresa, that just last week, the California Supreme Court ruled that districts cannot force students to get vaccinated. And you wonder if the Supreme Court of California might get this case and be asked if community colleges or colleges can force teachers to be vaccinated.
So that's what's been so confusing for people and so hard, because we've had this patchwork of mandates. So they've been at the federal level, they've been at the state level, they've been at the county level, they've been at the city level, they've even been at the school district level. And so if you want to fight against the mandates, you have to go after them in each of those different jurisdictions. There hasn't been a way to just take on all these different mandates in the court.
A total of 7 faculty members had their religious exemptions approved and were placed on paid administrative leave for refusing to comply with the district's COVID-19 vaccine mandate for staff for full vaccination. They were hoping to be accommodated to teach remotely and test weekly, as they were during the pandemic, like other community college districts across the state and Grossmont Community College District. But they were denied. 3 were fired in January.
About a month ago, a group of college professors from the community college district came to us at Reopen San Diego and asked us for help, because in January, 3 of them were terminated and 5 of them were slated to be terminated on Thursday. And the backstory is, all of these professors for the past couple years have been doing the right thing. They have been complying. They filled out their religious exemption, not once, but twice, was approved twice. But the union here did not believe in vaccine mandates, threatened to strike from the other teachers that were vaccinated, and that forced the district to put these teachers in a situation where they were banned from campus, they were threatened with arrest if they walked on campus, and as of just a couple weeks ago, they were all sent termination notice. And we had professors who were 1 year from retirement, who'd been with the district for 30 years, and another professor who was pregnant with a high-risk pregnancy. It didn't make sense.
She's pregnant, she's carrying a high-risk pregnancy, and it just was completely inappropriate for the district to put her in this place and have her civil rights violated.
What had happened was there was a union president, part of the American Federation of Teachers, Local 1931 here. He is the one who took the hard line position. He said he didn't believe in religious exemptions or any exemptions of any kind for the vaccine, and he threatened to strike. And he threatened the chancellor's job. He said, if you lift the mandate for students or faculty, we're going to strike. Well, guess what happened? Last year, student enrollment went like this. And so they were put in an impossible position, and that's when the union led up and said, okay, well, we'll allow you to let the unvaccinated students back in the community college district, because it was about money. But they decided to still make an example of the faculty who didn't comply. And I truly believe that this was politically motivated. This was out of revenge to go after the people who just stood up for themselves and their civil rights.
The district already has their mind made up, and their decision is to terminate me. Nothing in between. I have not been given any other accommodations or any other solution outside of termination.
In this case, for the San Diego Community College District, they did have a lawsuit, but it was stalled in court. So that's why the professors, the teachers, faculty, and staff came to Reopen San Diego, because they're like, at this point, we need to throw everything and the kitchen sink at this district. So we've been emailing our Reopen San Diego members. We have over 6,000 members, hundreds of calls have been made to the district, including emails. And then, of course, we had a rally and we spoke at the board. We had amazing news coverage here locally to shine a light on it. So really what it came down to was not a court case in this case. It was the people standing up, the faculty, the students, and parents standing up and saying enough is enough.
Good evening, Logan. So Dr. Tracy Kaiser had today what is called a Skelly hearing. So basically she and her union rep went before the district today, pleaded her case that she should still be allowed to keep her job despite the fact that she has not been vaccinated for COVID-19. Now, Kaiser, we've told her story many times here on KUSI. She's been an associate math professor and the director of the math department at San Diego City College.
What was so interesting of all the staff that the San Diego Community College District was trying to fire, they didn't fit the stereotype. We had a Muslim professor, a Black professor, we had Latino professor, a Latina single mom. So the people trying to fire them just think that people who don't want to take the vaccine are all right-wing white supremacists, and that was not the case. So when Dr. Tracy Kaiser, a Black female professor of mathematics who was pregnant and high risk, said that she was willing to go public, I'm like, wow, this is a gift. We're going to make her the star of the show, because the college district didn't believe in protecting these staff members' religious freedoms or their civil rights or their medical freedom. But what the college district does believe in is wokeism, diversity, inclusion, and equity. And so what we did was, instead of asking them to live up to civil rights and religious freedom and medical freedom, we held them to their own standards. And we said, firing a Black professor does not equal diversity, equity, and inclusion. So that was another reason why we were so successful. I'll be so bold as to say it is their sword and their shield. And when you are in battle with people, you have to be able to use their sword and their shield against them. That's what we did.
This is such a sweet victory, but it's also a bittersweet victory because of what Dr. Tracy Kaiser and her colleagues have had to go through in the past couple years. It's been a nightmare. They were threatened with the axe if they didn't get the vax.
So this is another example of what is going on today. Some places are still imposing their own vaccine mandate, but we want to make a difference. If you want, you can still sign our petition at fightvaccinepassport.com, and also you can contribute what you can so we can continue to challenge the vaccine passport. Fight Vaccine Passport is a TDF initiative here in Canada, and with your donation, you will get a tax-deductible receipt. Thanks.